Man, that is one big kaiju.
Oh, you got that right.
Nice kaiju.
Good monster.
No! I think that'll be perfect.
Somebody's gonna be like, you guys are monsters.
Hey Rangers, welcome to Super Report Reviews. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnaz.
Shinji's in here for this review, so if you guys hear things in the background,
it's the monster.
it's this little guy right here. He's being a pill. Who's that, Shinji? Are you gonna get into that robot? No? Okay. And today we'll be reviewing the Robot Spirits Pacific Rim Uprising Jaeger Gipsy Avenger, which I finally found at a flipping Toys R Us.
Oh, damn time.
I went to 2 and he was never there. And then I went to the one that's closest to our house, which never gets anything Bandai related. Anything at all. But for some odd reason, they got this in. So I grabbed him. Sadly, I'm still waiting for my other stuff to show up for order. I did cancel him, because I have it now. But the Soul Shigoken hasn't shown up yet. The Kaiju did. So I might just ship that order today, and then when the Shigoken comes in, I'll just pay the extra.
Yeah.
And then Mechagodzilla will be here too. So anyways, the main reason I picked this figure up is just because it's Gipsy Avenger. It's like the flagship figure. It's also $10 cheaper than the other ones.
Plus, everybody needs a gypsy in their life.
It's true.
It could be like Steve. Steve has like 10 of them.
Actually, I sold a couple, so I'm down to like... He would be number 7, I think, now. Well, what's the other one is? I'll be almost back up to where I was. But, yeah. The main reason why I understand this guy's $10 cheaper is just because it's kind of like the flagship figure. So they have him at a lower price point to kind of suck everybody in. And then the other ones are $30 with less stuff, it appears. So yay for business. But anyways, we're just gonna get into this figure without further ado. For the packaging, exact same as what we got with the other ones, with the little peg hole at the top, so you can actually hang this on a shelf if you wanted to. I know it's kind of ready.
Better go catch it.
Ha 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 ha. Anyways, you got the little blueprint, kind of like 3D image of him in the back. You got a nice image of him on the front. I'm still like, I think that's the figure now, right? Yeah.
Oh, it looks like it.
It kind of does because the coloring matches. So I'm gonna assume, but it's just like you don't see the joints the way we got in post. Like that's how good these things are detailed. It's like I'm not 100% certain. I think it's a little bit more detailed in the movie, so I'm gonna go with that. For ages 15 and up. On the side of the packaging, you get Gipsy Avenger. One thing I never pointed out, on the top of the package, it actually has their logo. So this one has Gipsy Avengers on the tops, and the other ones have their corresponding ones. On the side of the packaging, you just get a nice image of the figure inside of the packaging.
I'm sorry, I'm battling with your dog over here. He's licking me to death.
That's what he do.
Go away.
That's what he do.
Get away.
Number 228,
Pickles.
back of the package. You get him doing some dynamic poses, shows all the accessories he comes with, and some Lego mumbo jumbo and more gypsies on the bottom. So let's get him opened up out of his cardboard prison. Alright, so now that we got Gipsy Avenger opened up out of her cardboard prison, I keep calling these things he's, it's just what I'm kind of used to. I know it's technically a she, because it's a mech.
How is that a she?
It's a pilot. It's like, you know how all cars are girls?
No.
Well, it's the same.
No, it's not.
It's the same.
It's not.
They call it a her in the movie.
No.
So, yeah.
No.
But I'm probably just going to call it a he just because it's simpler for me anyways. But there will be some assembly outside of the packaging because on the back here you have some peg holes, which is for these little shoulder pad, you know what? Shoulder pad wings, which the angle portion goes inwards towards the body. So this will set like that.
So what are they for?
I haven't seen the movie yet.
God, Steve, somebody spoil it.
It's kind of like, it looks like thrusters.
Please don't spoil it for us.
Yeah, please no. I did hear that Godzilla actually has test screenings now for the new one.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. But these just pegging right here. So again, you want it facing like that. Be a little bit careful because it is kind of tight to go into that little peg hole there. And it's at a weird angle. So once you get it in, just make sure to push straight down out at an angle. And then you'll kind of just feel it come to rest. Then grabbing the other one wherever it went, You just do the same thing. They're kind of at an angle a little bit. And it's kind of hard to do this and stare at the camera at the exact same time. But once you get lined up.
Less complaining, Steve. Just do it.
I'm trying. God. Anyways. So once you get him in, you got his sweet little wing jetpack
Shield,
thingy going on. Cool. Next.
Batman.
Justice. But he also comes with... Actually, I just passed it. Justice. Justice. He also comes with a pair of open palms for gripping onto kaijus, smacking things, tipping things over, what have you. Which, all you do is...
Just like the rest of them.
Yeah, just literally like the rest of them. You just go straight from the forearm, pull it out, go straight in. And what's nice, too, is the way the hand's angled. It doesn't come... well, it sort of comes into contact, but it's not hindered by the armor plate here on the wrist, which is really nice to see. They're kind of angled how each of the Jaeger's arms are set up, which is really nice to see. It's a nice little attention to detail for them. And then he also comes with his chainsword and the plasma caster with actual translucent plastic for the effect.
Why does that look so good?
The only thing that kind of throws me off is it's all translucent blue and then super shiny silver in the middle. It kind of like, I wish I could see a little bit more of it on the inside, but it still looks really cool. Because the thing that kind of bothers me, I guess, is you see the silver on the inside, you can see parts of the machine kind of sticking through, but it's not painted. It's all just translucent blue.
Stop complaining. It's beautiful. You got an extra accessories for $20. $10 less than the other.
Yeah, there's not really much for me to complain about. Well, outside of you just see all the stuff it came with, and it's cheaper than the other ones.
And you're complaining about that?
We'll get to it. But for the arms, how you actually attach these on is you got to pull it out from the elbow joint here, which is a little bit terrifying. But what I do is you just kind of angle it so that the joint's straight, and then you just gotta kind of pull, because you'll see here it's got a couple of little divots to help keep the arm in, and you just grab corresponding arm. So this arm will only fit on this hand. I think, well, you could probably flip-flop it, I imagine, but it would look really odd on this one. Right? So, yeah. Pushing it in. Again, you just want to line up the joint going straight so to alleviate pressure on the joint. And you just push it in. You'll feel it pop in. Then, bam! Got ourselves a plasma caster.
That thing does look amazing. It's just... it blows my mind.
Yeah, it's kind of like... I wish they would have done this more with like the NECA figures. Especially like with Gipsy, like with all the reissues and repaints they gave us, like they couldn't have gave us this little extra attachment and like some cool little blooming effect. That would have been awesome.
Oh, you know what would be amazing, Steve? If they would give us an actual thing you can attach to that. It looks like it's shooting it.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing, actually.
That would have been amazing.
But then it would have been more money.
I would have been okay with it, personally. It's kind of like why I'm really excited about the Shigoken. But you guys can see for the rest of the details for the arm, you can see where the armor plate expands out to kind of assemble the cannon. On the opposite side, too, you can see where it expands outward. And these are kind of like the fingers that form together to make the... I'm not sure what exactly to call it. It's like the antennas. They're like the conductor points. And then it kind of focuses in the center and shoots. So yeah, really cool attachment. And then pretty much you do the same for the opposite arm.
Please don't do that. You don't need to take it off. Leave it on.
Nope. Got to put the chain sword on. Swapping it out.
But
one thing continue.
How is he going to hold a monster if he has the chain, blade, and a cannon on?
Because you don't need to. You got close range combat and long range combat all put into one. Bam.
They don't look right.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's one or the other, right?
Yeah. Unless he has like a third arm we don't know about.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't come with a hand attached to it. You have to use the fist. Oh, poopy! I just pulled out the joint with the hand.
Oh, good job, Steve.
Yeah, I'm pretty awesome if I do say so myself. Problem solved. So again, you're gonna have to use the clenched fist because the way the hands are angled, that ain't gonna work.
But I want him to hold the blade with his hand.
Well, I kind of wanted him like this, and then the blades outwards. I think that would look really cool, but it's not really an option for this.
Can't use the jazz hands for this one, huh?
Sadly, no. But just so you guys a little bit closer look at the details, you have the metallic silver for the blade, looks really nice. You can see where the sword blades kind of connect together, and then where the arm kind of separates outwards in order to eject the sword out of it, which is really cool to see, like these little attention to details on his figures, because like the NECA ones, like I still really like, but it's just like the sword just kind of pooped into the arm and called it a day. Well, this one definitely has a lot more going on to it, and also you don't have to worry about the sword falling out. But then again, if this guy tipped over with the sword and arm, I would imagine this might be an issue. But it's kind of the give and take you get for having a little bit more of a secured accessory. Then for a closer look at his details, head sculpt is awesome.
We're finally doing the figure.
Going over the figure.
God, about time.
Sorry, I know these videos take forever. I do talk a lot.
Yeah, he does. Multiple occasions he's been told to shut up.
But what would you want? Just be going...
No, that's why we need that turntable.
Just have him spin. Here you go, guys. Here's the review. Hope you enjoyed.
Spread his legs. Done. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, so you guys want to look at those minute details. And quiet.
All right, that's enough. That's creepy, man.
All right, anyways. Head sculpt is really nice. I love the gold visor here on the front. It's got kind of the shades of Gipsy Danger, but definitely a lot more streamlined looking. Very modern.
I don't know how I feel about the helmet. It's definitely different.
Again, it's a little bit more Gundam for me. You got the red stripe here of paints coming across the top. You can also see the same thing going on with the shoulder pads. You have the emblem on the shoulders as well, if it'll ever focus on that.
You're telling me it's not just one color and call it a day?
Crazy, right? He's got like gunmetal on the sides here mixed in with the other parts. His kneecaps are actually painted. Cray cray, I know. Somebody got upset last time we said cray cray. Don't care though. And he has also some numbering here on his thighs. He's got some right here on the top section of his breastplate. And also what's cool too is like his reactor is actually translucent plastic, which is really nice because it kind of reflects the lighting a little bit. For the rest of the detailing, the armor plating looks really nice where he has some more intricate details, what kind of looks like little vents here by the shoulders. Same with on the top section of the shoulders. And there's just a lot of like indentations and such to give it that way more a metallic feel, especially coming across the sides here, which is really cool. One thing I noticed too is that some of this is like gray plastic here, and then some of this is actually painted. Like you can see here on the sides of the ribs. While this section here is just plastic. Which looks good. Like again, it kind of tells you that they paid a little bit more attention to the paint job on this guy. Because, you know, it's like for the back, there isn't really much going on, which is to be expected. Detailing wise, you get some like pistons here on the top section of the thighs. Not much really going on down here. For the arms, more or less pretty standard for what you've seen on the older Gipsy Danger, but you have like this little cuff link on the wrist section here. Looks really cool though. Same with on the back here too. He has these like little thrusters, which kind of reminds me of Gipsy Danger in a way, because he had like those little access metal pieces on the back of his shoulder. And this has a little bit more of like a purpose on this one.
Purpose for...
Probably helping with jumping and stuffing like that. Stuff like that, not stuffing.
He's gonna stuff it like that.
He's gonna stuffing the crap out of those kaijus. We already had somebody take our joke in the oh god, what's his name? Titan Redeemer, the Titan joke. Went a little too far, but I appreciate it.
That was hilarious.
Oni shot, no. Anyways, but for the rest of it, pretty standard fare for what you expect to see on a mech. And overall, detail-wise, I really like this one. It has enough going on to make it feel very expensive, very Japanese. The back not having paint isn't quite as big of a concern. For his articulation, head can look, if you angle it out a little bit, maybe.
Maybe
no,
not.
that's about as high as you're going to get it. Looks down about that far. Can rotate side to side, but you can get a decent range of motion out of that. Same with the neck. Felt like I had a little bit of articulation, but only really can go side to side.
Oh.
Got a little bit of a jive. For his shoulder, this is all one solid piece, but you can articulate it to help with the shoulder articulation. So he can get his arm up about that far, down about that far.
It looks like it would scratch your paint, though. I would be worried about it.
I'm not too concerned about it, because a lot of this just looks like it's part of the plastic. You have to worry more about the reds than anything. The reds and the silver right here. But his arm can go forward about that far, backwards about that far. Got a rotation at the upper part of the bicep. Nice double joint at the elbow. Hands can rotate all the way around. For his chest, a little bit of side-to-side motion.
You didn't forget it this time, did you, Steve?
Nice forward and back. No, I did not. Didn't have to refilm that part. Can move side to side. For his legs, can go outwards about that far, inwards about that far. On a double joint here.
What do you want? You're interrupting the video.
I don't know what you want.
Oh, he wants to barf on you is what he wants.
Hey, you get down. You get down. I know you're.
We were communicating here.
We're in the middle of something. I only got so much battery life in this camera. Thighs are on a double joint here, so you get a nice range of motion. His legs can go forward about that far, backwards about that far. So pretty insane. Rotation here at the top part of the thigh. Nice double joint at the knee. You guys are distracting us all crap. His leg can go side to side and forward and back as well. Again, sorry for the video not being as professional as, well, never on this channel, but still.
You my baby.
And for some quick comparisons, we're going to start with some normal Robot Spirits with the Robot Spirits Evangelion Unit 0 and the Mobile Suit Gundam.
You just said the name 3 seconds ago, Steve.
Quibbly. But anyways, I had to remember. It's been a minute since we used this figure for anything. What you guys can kind of see between the two, these guys definitely have a greater attention to detail between them, but are also more pricey figures. Well, technically, I think when he came out, he was only like 30.
I was about to say, what are you talking about? Gypsy looks so much better than these guys.
Well, that's what I was kind of saying. Like, it's only slight. Like, Unit 0 is the one that's probably the more standout one in terms of detail, because there's a lot more going on, and also there's paint on the back. And accessory-wise, definitely trumps this one. But this one is more similar to what I'm used to seeing on Robot Spirits than what we got with the previous two. And here he is with his Robot Spirits brothers with Bracer Phoenix and Titan Redeemer, which, in terms of paint apps, as you can see, Gipsy Avenger, clearly the more impressive. Also the taller of the two. Which is...
Holy crap,
yeah.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, it occurred to me too. This one's probably second best in terms of paint apps and what's going on. I would say Bracer's probably the worst of the three.
Well, that's not true. This one right here is in full details for all the colorblind people. I think that's what they went for, Steve.
Yeah, well, that's like more akin to, I think, just how the design of the mecha is in the movie more than anything.
It can't be that plain.
Well, like again, like the little rockets here probably could have been painted and stuff like that. Because even like looking at his accessories, like his stuff's all painted. The only real like the thing that like each of them had consistently is the back isn't really painted on any of them.
So now the final one that comes in, that one will be full detail painted, right, Steve?
Well, the next ones aren't going to be in for a bit. Because the next wave we get, I can't remember the one's name, but we get Obsidian Fury, Saber Athena, and then the one with the whip.
Licorice Whip.
And that's the one I can't quite remember its name. But those I'm really looking forward to. Because again, these figures are very nice for the price point, but it's just odd to see how much more value you get for a $20 figure with these figures also being the line at $30.
Oh, God.
It's, yeah, we'll get into that in a second.
Love
and
me.
Here,
Love me.
Shiji, it's being a pill. But here is Gipsy Avenger compared next to the NECA 24-inch long 2014 Godzilla, which is actually getting reissued. So if you guys missed...
Oh, don't smell there. He bit it wrong. Okay, get off now. Enough playing.
He's getting reissued, so if you missed out on it, We did a review. This thing is awesome. Please hop on it. And here's some SH Monsters figures with Mechagodzilla, technically 2. Oops.
Don't put that down. He'll eat it.
I know. And Mogira.
Which is by far the best robot. Period.
I do like Mogira. That one's better.
No, it's
I'm
not.
going to say. But it's kind of odd to see because these guys are, 100 meters? And Gypsy's actually taller than everybody here.
Yeah, just a little bit off the scale, huh?
Just a bit. I do actually, probably the best one I like to scale with is that 2014 Godzilla. I think they look pretty cool together. The NECA one?
The one you just did?
The one I just did.
You sure that's in scale properly? Because
I wouldn't say properly, but better than what we have here. And then finally, here we have Gipsy Avenger compared next to some NECA Pacific Rim figures with Hong Kong Brawl Gypsy Danger and Battle Damage Knifehead.
All right, do you know what I noticed in all these comparisons, Steve?
Huh?
Next to the SH Monster art, he's bigger. Next to NECA, they're bigger.
Yeah, and again, like we mentioned, paint apps on the NECA ones are more impressive for the most part. Definitely more painted, but this one's like more streamlined and smooth, while these guys are a little bit more rough, which kind of works for the film very well for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's kind of like where you like the give and take. Like he's more articulated. This just looks a little better in terms of paint. So again, kind of excited to see how the Diamond Selects are going to be. But we kind of mentioned that one enough. But for now, it's pretty much depending on which ones you want to buy. It's mainly articulation, paint job. So overall for the Robot Spirits Gipsy Avenger, this figure is actually really impressive, especially for the $20 price range. The paint job on him is done very well. Articulation's phenomenal, has a nice range of accessories, and overall, easily the best bang for your buck in this line. Which is kind of my problem.
How is that a problem?
Well, in a sense, because... Okay, so I get that why he's cheaper is because they want to sell more, right?
Yeah.
It's the only reason he's cheaper.
He's the starter figure. You buy this, and then you'll extend into buying
Yeah,
more.
you'll be like, man, this figure's so impressive. I need to go get these other ones. While the $30 ones aren't really kept up to quite the same standard as this one.
Yeah, they didn't put enough effort into them. They were like, we're just going to hook, line, and sink with this figure, and the rest you'll just buy because.
Yeah, which I feel like is kind of the wrong way to go into, because for the most part, if you're excited about this movie, like him being at $30 and them all being at $30, I think would have been fine. And that little issue would have been quite as noticeable for me.
Because honestly, if you're a fan, you're going to buy them all. Rather it'll be 20 or 30.
Yeah. So how I feel about this is if they're going to keep this one cheaper, I think they should have maybe spent a little bit more time on the other figures. Like, if they would just like gave Scrapper some added paint, would have been fine with me. But just having like a hunk of blue plastic compared to plasma cluster, translucent plastic, and shiny silver swords isn't quite the same, you know? But it's like, I get it. They're a business. It's a way to make money. But it's just like, it's sort of a feel bad when you get like this figure, if you would have started with this and then went through the other two.
Stop licking me. I'm sorry. It tickles.
You.
But no, what really got my attention in this figure is all the translucent plastic on it. It really makes it stand out from the other ones for sure.
Yeah, because there's just so much more going on at such a cheaper price point.
It's kind of not fair.
Yeah, that's the thing that just kind of bothers me about this guy a little bit. Like, if you want a Gipsy Avenger, don't get me wrong, like, go get this one. This one's phenomenal, especially $20. Like, the Diamond Select is going to be more expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
While the other ones is going to be a little bit more debatable. But if you want, like, a good, solid Gipsy Avenger, this is easily the one to go for. But, again, like, I kind of like the way, like, Diamond's doing it better, where they're just all the same price point, all the same quality. Well, the Robot Spirits have a little bit more of a jump. So again, definitely, if you guys are interested in this movie and this figure and this line in general, this is easily the best one to get. Next best, again, would be Titan Redeemer. With Brace for Phoenix being the worst out of the three we've gotten.
It's called Save the Best for the Last, Steve.
Well, at least that's how the reviews lined up. Anyways, the next set of Pacific Rim ones, there might be a little bit of a gap because, again, we haven't gotten them in yet. Same with the SH Monster Arts Mechagodzilla should be in hopefully soon. So the next one review that'll be up will probably be something random, and then we'll get back to our new stuff. What do you guys think? Have you guys picked up Gipsy Avenger? What's your favorite Robot Spirit Pacific Rim figure, or is
Batman?
Or is Batman just more your thing? I guess please listen on the comments. We'll look closer pictures of this guys on our Facebook. You want to click the link in the description below. We also have our Patreon account with exclusive prints for the channel, also down in the description. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.